Hey guys, Amber here with A Meeple Family, and today I want to show you the game Conserve Us. This is a solo-only game, so obviously I had to feature it on my channel because I love solo-only games. I was very skeptical about this game because I'm not a big fan of bag builders. They're not my favorite. I love a deck builder. I'm not usually a fan of bag builders, but this one I really enjoy. So I wanted to take a moment to highlight it on the channel. I purchased this game myself, so this is not like sponsored or anything like that. And I never take money for my reviews or for review copies I receive. But regardless, this is a game I purchased myself. And if you hear my dogs in the background, I apologize. So this game is all about canning fish. Also a theme that I never thought I would really enjoy, nor did I ever think a board game would be created about canning fish. But this is actually quite clever. So this is the kind of campaign book. So you're gonna get this spiral bound book, and it's called the Market Book, and it's gonna take you through 12 months of the year. And as you can see, it's gonna give us setup directions, as well as where we need to be. If we're playing standard, at the end of the game, we need to have 40 money, 4 of the bluefish and 4 of the, I think, clams. And if we choose to play difficult, because we're crazy, you need 60 coins, 6 bluefish, and 6 clams, okay? So I'm gonna explain how this works, and I'm not even gonna show you the rest of the book, because I want you to be surprised. We're just gonna start with January, and I just wanna give you a rough idea of how it plays to see if it's something you would enjoy. All right, let me quickly tell you what these tokens are called. This is probably the only time during the game I'm going to call them by the right names. The blue ones are sardines and the yellow ones are scallops. So we are going to be using those two in this scenario. But the game does come with green ones that are mussels and octopus that are pink ones. But from henceforth, they will be yellow and blue. All right, so first let me walk you through how to set up the game. Pretty simple components here, guys. We have that market board, which we're gonna have open to the month we wanna play in. We have upgrade cards. We're simply gonna flip 3 of these face up. And for the boats, we're actually going to draw 2. We're gonna need to pick one to keep. So let me explain how these fishing boats work. So we have the price, 6 and 3. Now for your first boat, you don't have to pay any money, but it does have a fee, like an upkeep fee, and that's the smaller amount here. So both of these are gonna cost me 1. Over here on the right side, this one has the ability or capacity to sell 4 fish to market. This other one only can sell 2. So I think this is a really great one for us to start the game with. So that I'm gonna add down here next to my open water card. The other one is gonna go at the bottom of the deck. Now, just like we did the upgrade cards, we're gonna go ahead and have 3 boat cards face up here for us to choose from. Due to space, I'm gonna go ahead and move this up a little bit. And we'll put the third one just like that. And just as long as you can keep track of the fact that these are our boats, these are boats we can purchase. All right, now we need to go ahead and get our setup requirements here. So we need 10 coin, which is great. We're starting out with some money. I mean, we start out right from the get-go knowing we're going to have to pay 1 coin to keep this boat up to snuff so that we can continue to catch fish in it. Then we also need, let's see, 5 blue ones. And we are gonna get 5, what were these, scallops? I don't know, yellow ones. And then we're gonna get 10 of these water tokens. All right, and all of these starting tokens, you guessed it, they're going in the bag. This adorable nautical themed bag. So Conserve Us is played in 3 different phases. So our first phase is what's called at sea. And I wanna show you the icons here. So for each phase, there are different icons. For phase 1 at sea, it looks like this. For phase 2, we have this one. And for phase 3, we have this one. That's important because you're gonna notice on the different boats and the goal cards, it reminds you when these cards or the cost to upkeep your boat is due. So you can always have a gauge of kind of when these cards are going to fall into what phase of the game. So let me break down these 3 phases and we'll kind of play through one round. And something I just realized I forgot to do Look at this adorable little calendar that comes. So we have 7 days or rounds to complete our mission. So we're gonna start out on day 1. Okay, and then at the end of each round, we'll move this forward. So during phase 1, yep, we get to go fishing, and we're gonna fish out of this adorable nautical themed bag. The first thing we have to do is draw 5 tokens from the bag. Okay, so here is what we got with our first set of 5. Now we have a decision to make. We have to choose where to place these 5 tokens. At this point, we can either place them in the open water or onto one of our boats. Later on in the game, when we acquire more boats, we'll have more options of where to place these. So each time we draw 5, all of them have to go onto one card. And I think for this one, I am going to put all of my items onto the open water. And then we're gonna repeat this process until all of our boats are filled. Well, we only have 1 left, so we're just gonna do it one more time. Oh boy, lots of water. Oh my goodness, that was a terrible, terrible draw, and I will explain why in just a moment. So the 5 that we just collected are going to have to go onto our Scale Tails boat here. That's the name of the boat. Now we're still in phase 1, we've gone fishing. Now we have to make some more tough decisions. We have to divide the tokens between the catch area, which we're gonna call the top half of this card, okay? And the bottom half of the card is going to be referred to as the deep sea. So remember that each boat card is gonna show the boat's catch size, or how many tokens can go into that catch area. So for our particular boat, we can have up to 4. Well, I had a really crummy token draw, and we had 4 water and only 1 fish that we can sell at market. So for this particular scenario, that's what my boat looks like. But maybe had I drawn, I just grabbed a handful out here, but just for example, let's say that I grabbed way more fish, okay? Let's say I had a really, really good draw. Okay, and it looks something like this. I can only pick 4 of these fish to sell at market. So maybe I want to do a combination, and then this one is going to have to stay in the deep sea area. And I think for example purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the really good catch of fish out here so we can kind of see how a few more things work. Now let's talk about the open water card. Basically, it's not a boat, it's just open water, which I know you guys probably figured that out. So all tokens that are placed here are considered in the deep sea automatically, so there's no need to divvy them up like we do on a boat card. And like I mentioned earlier, later on in the game when you acquire more boats, you will follow this same process to make sure each boat has 5 tokens on it. Now what happens if you have a boat and you go to draw tokens and maybe you only have 1 or 2 left in your bag? Well, that's a problem. If you don't have enough tokens in the bag when you need to draw and fill this up to 5 tokens, you have to add in water tokens from the supply. And maybe you're asking, but Amber, what if I'm out of water tokens? Well, you know what? You lose the game. That's what happens. It's very serious. Don't run out of water tokens. All right, so just to recap really quickly, because we're about to move into phase 2. We've drawn 5 tokens and placed them on our open water and another set on our boat. Then we divided only our boat cards between our catch and our deep sea. Now we're ready for phase 2. During phase 2, we have the opportunity to do several things. We can sell at the market and get some money. We can buy some upgrades also using our tokens, or we can purchase another boat, and we can do any and all of those things. But let me walk you through how each one works. Now keep in mind that every market throughout this campaign is going to look different, so we're just going to be talking about this specific one, but they all follow some basic rules. You always need to read the market conditions at the top here. This one says you must fill the market spaces in each row from left to right, but you may start a new market row before you finish the previous one. So the most important thing is we can hop around, but we do have to go from left to right. When it comes time to fill these different orders, we have to fill them completely. For instance, I can't put one here and save these two for later. This one requires 3. If I want to fulfill that, I can. I do have enough. So I need to do a full order. I can't carry over to the next round. Now, when you go to fill an order, you're actually going to leave the token, at least one of them, to cover that space to show that that order's already been completed, and for the next round, you won't be able to repeat that order. So for instance, for the example I gave, where it takes 3 orange, I would just place one of them to cover that up, and the other 2 would go back into the general supply. Now let's go ahead and just fulfill 2 orders. I'm gonna do one of the blue, and that's gonna get me 1 coin, and then I'm gonna do one of the orange, which is going to get me 2 coins. Now let's talk about how to get these upgrade cards. Upgrades are going to give you useful abilities throughout the game. Sometimes they allow you to earn more money, manipulate tokens, or create these really powerful combinations to enhance how you're running your business. Don't overlook them. I'm pretty sure they put these in here because you need to use them to win. The upgrade requirements are more like a trade. So we're not purchasing them with money, we're trading them for the catch that we have. So right now I only have 2 yellow available. So this one basically is 1 marine animal of any type. This one, I need 2 marine animals of the same type, and this last sign here is showing 2 marine animals of different types. So for our scenario and our situation, I would only be able to pick from one of these 2 cards. Now I won't go into detail about these because they're all very unique, all very different. Some of them are ongoing effects, some are one-time, some are immediate. All you have to do is read the text and follow the rules that are written on it. They're pretty easy to navigate. Now let's move on to the third thing we can do during phase 2, which is buy a boat. Now, like we talked about in the beginning, each boat has 2 important costs, and we can see those on the left-hand side of the card. The purchase cost, which is the bigger number, is a one-time cost, and you're gonna pay that when you acquire the boat. Then there's a smaller number, that's the upkeep cost, and we're gonna pay this at the end of the day phase, which is coming up. What I like that they built into this game is that you do not pay a boat's upkeep cost in the same round you purchase it, but you will pay it in subsequent rounds. So we have quite a bit of money here. Let's say that, well, geez, I don't know that I want to spend 7, but I may be willing to spend 4. So let's say that we purchase this one. So we're gonna add that to our boat area, and we will not immediately fill this. And that's gonna finish out phase 2. Now we're on to phase 3, end of day. So let me walk you through how this works. The first thing you have to do is discard any leftover catch from your boat and return these to the general supply. Now we're not discarding anything in the deep sea, just the catch that we didn't use. Next, we're gonna return all the water tokens from the open water and our boats. And these are gonna go directly back into our nautical themed sea bag. Then we're gonna refill the boat store. Now, if by chance we did not purchase a boat this round, we can actually discard all 3 of these boats and put new ones out. And the same goes for the upgrade row. Now it's time to pay upkeep costs for our boats. Since we just purchased this one, we do not need to pay anything, but this one is gonna cost us 1 coin. Now my favorite part, it's time for our marine animals to spawn. So what we're gonna do is look at the tokens that are left on our deep sea areas. Now, marine animals cannot spawn unless there are 2 tokens of the same type. So for each type of marine animal in the deep sea, we're gonna count the number of tokens and subtract 1. So for this one, we have 2 sardines, minus 1 is 1. We're gonna add 1 additional sardine. And for our orange one here, we only have 1, so we don't get to spawn at all. So after we've done all the spawning, we are going to place the sea animals back into our nautical themed bag. Lastly, we're going to advance that round tracker. So we only have 6 more rounds now to try to reach our goal here, which is 40 coins, 4 sardines, and 4 scallops. Now, if you've completed the goal, by the end of your 7th turn, you have won the game. Congratulations, you are amazing at canning fish. And you can always go back through the months and start over and try to conquer all of the difficult levels because you're crazy. The other thing I really like is at the back of the rule book, they've got this really nice player aid that you can leave out on the table as well to kind of guide you through all the phases of this game. This is a fabulous game, great components, and I love the artwork and how it looks on the table. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this really quick how to play of Conserve Us. I've really enjoyed this one and I was so excited to share it with you. I'll see you guys next time.